Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today. Welcome along to a share for the Kitaholic Kits April 2024 kits. It's quite a challenge to choose a background when flicking through the pattern papers this month. There are so many. I really struggled to pick the ones that I wanted to use. But at the same time, I really enjoyed having these sort of quite simple pre-made backgrounds that didn't necessarily direct me to white cardstock, because that would be my normal go-to background. So in this case, having this sort of notepad, this 12 by 12 really large notepad sheet of paper, it was really fun to create with. And what I want to do today is give you another look at how I use distressed crayons and why I just love them so much. So you can see I've got quite a pile of photos that I'm working my way through at the moment. I tend to sort of sit and bulk print a lot of my photos. I will choose a day or a time just to sit down and print out probably a whole month's worth. I store my photos by month, so I will keep all of March's together, all of April's together, and then when I'm ready I'll just go and bulk print a heap of photos. So that I've got a stack there and I know exactly what month they belong to. I then store them in envelopes just with the month on them, so that helps me know when they were actually taken, and I can then add that to my journaling as part of my page. So I am working actually through my February pile because I'm using this kit in the month of March. So a lot of these photos are from February, but some of them are actually older. This is one from October last year, and it particularly grabbed me because it's a selfie that I took with the kids while we were all away on holidays, and we had the greatest fun just playing kids games. So we'd play Monopoly, we played, in this case, Kids Against Maturity. We did like Diamond Art and all these activities while we were at Woodgate Beach together. So in the downtimes, lots of beach photos, but at the same time, lots of just chilling out and relaxing. So this particular photo grabbed me because of the letters, so the alphas that came in the sheet. And I just love, there's golds and blacks and neutrals, and they're all really different in the shape. So for me, this was the inspiration. So I've simply titled my photo Games, and what I'm going through now is just creating with the ephemera pack, and it has probably been my favorite part of the kit this month. I cannot believe there are literally hundreds of pieces in that ephemera kit, and it's so fun to use. It's really easy just to pull out some little pieces, tuck them in behind photos, have some fun. In this case, you can see I'm making sort of a wider cluster than I normally would, which is directly around my photo. So once I have created the cluster and I'm quite happy with that, this is when I start to think about my background. And there are a number of sort of go-to backgrounds that I would use. Could be watercolor, it could be just spreading some paste with a spatula. I definitely know that something needs to go behind this cluster. It's very white, very bare, and I sort of what do I want to do? Do I want to use a stencil? How do I want to make this happen? But because I'm focusing on the distress crayons, I'm firstly going to pop down a layer of clear gesso today. So clear gesso is great if you don't want to mute your background. So in this case, I don't want to put any more white over the white background because it's going to probably change the color, particularly the little splatters and the little notebook pattern that I've got in the back. So I don't want to use white gesso, I want to use clear gesso. I also find that depending on the type of gesso that you use will depend on the way it feels under your fingers. So this particular clear gesso brand that I use, it actually has quite a scratchy, tacky feel to it. It's almost rough like sandpaper, and it just gives your medium something to stick to. So I thought about doing two colours, but I end up going with just a single colour. And what I'm going to do is just show you, because I've popped the gesso down, I have the ability to manoeuvre this colour. So you don't need much colour. And I'm just activating it with water, and then with my finger simply spreading that colour around, blending it all together. Now this is a really cool technique if you want to do it with multiple colours. In this case, I'm going with just sort of different levels of intensity. So you can see that in some areas where I've brushed that distress crayon, it's quite thick in its colorings, and then in other areas it's blended out a little bit more. So you sort of get these mixtures of colors, and I quite like this because I think that you almost get a very, almost like a moon kind of textured background. It's quite fun. I enjoyed it. So that's my favorite way to use my distress crayons. And another great way to do this is actually to put that over a stencil. So if you background your gesso, gesso your background, can't get my words out today, gesso your background, then put stencil paste over the top, then do that same technique I just did with the distressed crayons, smudging them around with a little bit of water. You'll get this fabulous two-tone effect because some of it will stick to the gesso, some of it will stick to the paste, and then some of it sort of sits in the corners of the paste, and you can really get some fun mixtures of colours in your backgrounds. All right, so here's what the inspiration came from choosing this particular photo is the alpha sheet. I love the mixture of alphas. I love the different shapes and ways that you can use the letters without sort of feeling like your layout might be a little bit mixed up sort of thing. So in the final stages here, I'm just going to use some of these splatters, so the little splatter stickers. Now these don't adhere very well to a gessoed background, so just being aware that off camera I will stick these down with a little bit of tacky glue. So just, yes, be careful what you stick to your gesso because double-sided tape generally won't hold very well. I would recommend tacky glue if you've got a gessoed background. All right, finally, a little bit of journaling to remember this memory, and I'm going to call my share for today finished and done. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you have subscribed to Kitaholic Kits and check out their website and YouTube.